So a dead-end job is enough to create a rut for just about anyone. My first guest says there are steps that you can take to propel yourself forward and do what you love. Author Knowles joins us now on Connecticut Style. Welcome. It's nice to have you here.
Well, thank you, Teresa.
First, tell us a little bit about your background and what made you write this book.
I'm an HR labor relations manager, retired, left that career, recreated myself, and in the course of all that, I wrote an article every month for a women's online magazine. And one time while lecturing on leadership at a college, a young woman came up to me and she said, "Mrs. Knowles, have you ever put everything you've written in one place?"
That was the moment, huh?
Yeah, the light bulb went on. So the book, Lights On, is really a compendium of many, many articles for women across a breadth and a spectrum of many subjects, but all with one theme. It's about turning our lights on in the choices we make every day.
Now, would you say that you're born with leadership abilities, or is it something you could learn, something you could acquire with practice?
I think it's both.
Okay.
I think every family makeup will say one of the children was the supervisor.
That's true, right?
Yes, but I really believe that leadership is a choice, and it's something we choose every day, and how we're going to be, what we're going to do, and what we want to have.
Sure. Now, would you say that some women are intimidated by this?
Women intimidated, yes.
Okay.
Okay, but I think some men are too. I think it's a matter of, do you want to lead? And if you want to lead, are you willing to take the responsibility that comes with leadership?
Okay.
One of my main thrusts for women as I consult with women leaders and their teams is, if you want to be in a leadership position, you need to lead. Because if you don't, the whispers begin about how ineffective you are. We don't want that. And so leadership is a choice.
So that would be your best advice, to just make the decision and move forward with it?
You have to make the decision, and you have to know where you're going. And that's a process. It's definitely a process. But the first thing is, do you want to be a leader? And can you stand the heat? That's
All right.
it.
Well, Claire, let me ask you for, say, a stay-at-home mom that wants to get back into the workforce, but doesn't know really where to start. What would you say to that?
I'd ask her, the first question is, what do you think you would like to do? What have you been dreaming about? I'd give her a book and say, look at all these different choices of careers. Which ones pop out at you? Which ones can you see yourself doing? And then the next thing I would say is, get real clear, why do you want to do what you think you want to do? And what can we do together next? Because it's a matter of being able to see it in your mind first. We create our future.
And it's probably not easy to do alone.
No. I think some people do. Obviously, there's young women today that are career-minded and moving up the ladder, and they can do a lot of things. But I really think individuals enjoy having a community of support. And I don't think we quite have enough women supporting other women today. Yes.
Would you say, you said your book is kind of a compilation of everything the last couple of years that you've been saying. What would you say is the highlight? If you had one anecdote or one little bit that you'd want to pull out and tell our viewers, what would you say it is?
Leadership, particularly for women, and turning your lights on, is about being authentic. It's about knowing who you are and being genuine and making the decision that I'm going to move forward with my life. Because life is about moving forward, but we can do it with our lights on consciously if we want to. If we choose to do that, and it's a choice. So what I like about that book is it has segments on choice, about anchoring our lives, about becoming who we can be, about turning on our lights, and about moving forward.
But what about for that woman who really has hit a dead end, the brick wall, you can't move forward, really struggling? What advice do you have for her?
There's 5 things when it comes to empowerment.
Okay, tell us that.
And she's hit that wall. So the number one thing is she needs to be able to stretch. It's like doing a Tai Chi exercise and you've got to go one more piece, that's it.
Sure.
You know, so stretching is number one. The next one is she needs to get some balance and joy in her life. That's number 2. And number 3 is to resist mediocrity. And that's one of the things that we don't do enough of.
Really strive for better.
Oh, absolutely. And to begin with the end in mind, know where it is that you want to get to. And then you can move forward by making the choices then along that path toward that goal. It's like Looking through a pair of binoculars with the lens caps on, if you've got the lens caps on, you can't see where you're going. You've got to be able to see where you're going. And then you've got to be able to not fall with the naysayers. Resist being mediocre. You've got to go one step further.
That's great advice. Claire, the name of the book again is? It's got quite a title.
Lights On. Just remember that.
That's
Lights
easy for
On.
it. And where can we find it?
Amazon, and it's an Amazon bestseller.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes.
That's great. We'll look for it there. Claire, thanks so much for being here on Connecticut Style.
I enjoyed it much. Thank you, Teresa.
All right, coming up next, we are spicing things up in the kitchen with Chef Diane from Sabro when Connecticut Style returns. We'll be right back.